Former President Park Geun-Hye has been arrested in connection with a corruption scandal that led to her removal from office. Now, Seoul Central District Court has issued a warrant of her arrest on charges of bribery, abuse of authority, and leaking government secrets. Let's now cross over to Jack Barton in Seoul for the latest. Now, Jack, let's get you the very latest on what's going on. Give us the very latest on what's going on, rather. What more can you tell us about the judge's decision?
Well, the judge's decision appears to be based on the prosecution's argument that she could destroy evidence involved in this case. And the case being the allegations that Park Geun-Hye, along with her friend Choi Soon-sil, or helped her friend Choi Soon-sil to blackmail tens of millions of dollars out of big companies like Samsung. The chief or the acting chief of Samsung is currently on trial. Choi Soon-sil is currently on trial. The only one of the piece of that triangle that is not currently on trial is Park Geun-Hye. The prosecution had argued she was a flight risk, that she would destroy evidence, and that the precedent had already set of the other two being on trial, that Park Geun-Hye should be on trial as well. But what we hearing as yet, more information may emerge in the hours ahead, but is that what really moved the judge's decision-making here was the fact that she may destroy evidence. And so they wanted to act swiftly. She had been waiting since she's been down yesterday morning. She has been questioned for more than 9 hours, or almost 9 hours, and then she was moved to the prosecutor's office. So she wasn't allowed to go back home. She had to wait at the prosecutor's office while the judge made this decision. Now that the decision has been made, she will be detained.
Well, Jack, what happens next? Talk us through the process going forward.
Well, what happens next is she will most likely be moved to the same facility, the same holding facility as her friend Choi Soon-sil. That is what we've been told so far. That may change, but that is the plan. So essentially, within a short space, we've seen former President Park Geun-Hye move from the presidential Blue House back to her old house, and now essentially to a jail. And that is where she will remain until the next hearing is held on when her court date will be. So that will be a trial on based on 13 charges the prosecution has brought against her, and that includes abuse of power, bribery being the charge the president, or former president, would be the most worried about because it carries a sentence minimum of 10 years, but up to a life sentence. And she will wait in detention until that court date is named, and then she will stay in detention right throughout that trial. So now she essentially becomes a prisoner.
Well, Jack, what are the reactions so far to this news that's come out?
Well, it's still 3 o'clock, around about 3 o'clock in the morning here, so just about everybody else is asleep. The expectation was, though, that she would be arrested, and the majority of South Koreans were hoping that would be the case. Now, it has to be said that the numbers are slightly different from those who wanted her impeached. An overwhelming number of South Koreans wanted the South Korean former leader to be impeached and to step down. It was more than 90%, but it's a lesser number, though still a majority who wanted to see her arrested. It is a little bit controversial at the moment because it is an election cycle, of course. We're going into elections here only next month, and many considered it would be too divisive at the moment to move and arrest the former president and to set this in motion while these elections are underway. But it is clear that the judge ruled that, the concern of destroying evidence was too high here, and has moved to issue this arrest warrant, which now sees the former president taken into custody.
Well, we'll certainly keep following that story. Many thanks, Jack, for that update. Jack Barton joining us there in Seoul.